What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. There was no upload last week, but we're back. Today we're gonna be discussing ships that should have happened on the Vampire Diaries. Now I know you guys love the video I made, the worst relationships of the Vampire Diaries. You guys love that video. You guys always are commenting on it, talking about how how a lot of the relationships I mentioned like definitely shouldn't have happened. So I was like, you know what, let me give y'all some more. And this time we're gonna be doing ships that I feel like should have happened on the show. A lot of these ships are really popular in the fandom. You'll see like throughout this video when I'm mentioning them, a lot of them are very famous, and a lot of them I feel like had the potential to happen. Like Julie had no reason to not make some of these actually happen. Like there's actually no excuse, and if she comes up with one, let's hear it. But yeah, there's a lot that went on in Vampire Diaries. I feel like everybody was getting passed around. Every season, people were getting with each other. This person broke up and went out with this best friend, somebody's cousins, brothers, sisters. So there's just like a ton of ships that like didn't happen that a lot of people wanted to happen. But these are just the ones that I feel like definitely should have happened. Before we get into the video, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to check out my other TVDU videos, I have an entire playlist with videos that I've made on Vampire Diaries, Originals, Legacies, just compiled in a playlist. I'll leave that in the description. Also, if you want to check my other show commentary videos / rankings, I'll also leave that in the description. You guys can check that out after the video. All right, the first ship we're going to be talking about that never happened but definitely should have is Bonnie and Damon. This had the potential to be one of the most perfect enemies to lovers stories ever made. I don't care. They didn't like each other in the beginning. Like obviously like in season 1, Bonnie just like despised Damon. And I feel like Damon was more like playful with her. I didn't feel like Damon hated her at any point in the show, even though a lot of people like to say, oh, Bonnie and Damon always had a bad relationship. I feel like Bonnie hated him more than he hated her in the beginning of the show. I feel like the turning point for their like friendship or / relationship in the show was when they got stuck in the prison world. I feel like that's when they both started to realize, okay, maybe I don't hate you. Maybe I actually do like you. So many people wanted them together. Even the like actors themselves wanted like for Bonnie and Damon to become like a thing at the end of the show. Like, I don't know why. Matter of fact, I lied. I do know why. But yeah, like the actors were literally advocating for Bonnie and Damon to actually happen. But the writers, I guess, thought it wasn't like appropriate, quote unquote. But we all know why they didn't want it to happen. Damon, I feel like, was definitely like a favorite of the writers, and y'all know like the writers never liked Bonnie. In their minds, they could never let that happen, especially even when the fans wanted it. Like, I don't know why they never, I don't know. The fact that the actors expressed that they were like open to it happening and they still didn't make it happen, like what more proof do we need that Julie just didn't like Bonnie? Like that's the most proof of it all. But I know for the sake of the Delena fans, because like that's like the biggest ship of the whole show, like that's the biggest like most famous like relationship of the Vampire Diaries. I feel like for the fans' sake, they were like, you know what, we're not gonna do this. Let's give them a happily ever after so we don't piss off the fan base. But I feel like we were well past that. We were well past the Damon / Elena storyline. Even in real life, they were like over with each other. So there was like literally absolutely no reason that Bonnie and Damon couldn't happen. Like it was there. But I guess in the end, we got like another relationship for Bonnie with Enzo, but they ended up killing him. So no one really won. We lost. But yeah, to this day, I still see so many Damon shippers in the fan base, like in the fandom, like so many people who are just upset that it never happened. So many people writing fanfics, Wattpad fanfictions about Bonnie and Damon. Like that's, I don't know, to me, I would have no issue with it happening. So Julie is just not seeing the pearly gates. All right, the next relationship is Bonnie and Kai. Bonnie and Kai, ooh, that definitely would have been a really good enemies to lovers. That's real enemies to lovers. Like forget like the enemies to lovers of dynamic of Bonnie and Damon. Bonnie and Kai, they definitely like, they did not like each other. Bonnie hated Kai. I mean, which is justified. You know, he tortured her, humiliated her multiple times, tried to end her life multiple times. I respect her decision, but I saw it, y'all. I saw the chemistry for that brief period of time in the Vampire Diaries when Kai was like on his best behavior and he wanted to apologize to Bonnie and all that stuff. I saw the chemistry, guys. I saw it, and I know a lot of y'all see it too. I see y'all everywhere. The Bon Kai shippers. That's a cute nickname, by the way. That's a cute ship name. I love that. The fans also wanted it too, and the actors obviously, but I feel like in the end, like Kai was just meant to be a villain for the show. Like he was just always supposed to end his like journey as a villain of the Vampire Diaries, and that couldn't really happen if he and Bonnie were like dating. That wouldn't work since he's a villain. Like that can't really happen. So I get it, but I would have loved to seen it like in some way, somehow. I liked it, but yeah, Kai kind of let me stop. But yeah, y'all, I saw the vision. I saw the vision with Kai and Bonnie. They hated each other. That could have been a slow burn, but I know for the plan of the show and for the plans later on in the show, like he ended up just being the villain of the story, so it could have never happened. But I would have loved to seen it. I love Bonnie and Kai. Bon Kai. Like that's a cute ship name. Yeah, I see y'all. All right, the next ship I always see people wanting together is Catherine and Elijah. Let's get into, let's unpack. I know it actually did end up happening in the show, like just for like a couple episodes where she was like kind of using him and whatever, and they were kind of together and whatever and whatnot. So it kind of did happen, but I just see now like a lot of people wishing it just ended up being permanent, like Catherine and Elijah. But here's the reason why I wasn't 100% in with that. In the originals, they revealed that Elijah and Klaus literally had a thing with Catherine's doppelganger, Tatia. That was kind of weird to me. That wasn't weird to y'all? Like they already had something with like literally her doppelganger. I don't know, like him and Catherine now, like I feel like that would be kind of weird. They need to move on from that face. Like it's just kind of weird. It's like you're fishing for somebody who looks like somebody you dated in the past. Like I don't know, I feel like that's kind of like a toxic relationship. So that's why I wasn't always 100% in with the Catherine and Elijah stuff. But yeah, that's definitely one ship that I see really like circulate around the fan base, is like Catherine and Elijah. A lot of people like the dynamic, I guess, with Elijah being the nice guy, Catherine being the bad girl. They make it together. I can see why, but I just was never 100% in because of like he literally already was with somebody who looked like her. It's getting weird. All right, the next ship we're gonna be talking about is Stefan and Rebecca. I see this one a lot too. I see it a lot in the fan base, y'all, and I know some of y'all see it too. There's a lot of Stefan and Rebecca shipper. I personally don't think they're compatible, but I get why fans wanted to see this ship happen. Obviously in the show they revealed, like I think it was in season 3 of Vampire Diaries, they revealed that Stefan and Rebecca, you know, knew each other back then in the 1950s or whatever, and Julie was just creating plots out of thin air. But that was why they had like a little relationship. But I feel like it would never work because Stefan just didn't like Rebecca anymore. Like Rebecca hated Elena, so Stefan hated Rebecca, so it was just never gonna be able to happen in the show. But I definitely get why. Like I see the vision that y'all see. I get why a lot of people want them together, especially because they had something back then, so it would make sense for them to like, I don't know, like rekindle their relationship. But I personally, I wasn't 100% in it. It wouldn't be Stefan's worst relationship. You already know what I feel like his worst relationship was. If you watched my other Vampire Diaries, the worst relationships of the show, y'all could check that video out. It definitely wouldn't be Stefan's worst one, but you know, it wouldn't be the best. Y'all know which one I hate the most for Stefan. Just check that video out because I went in. But yeah, I really see a lot of Stefan and Rebecca shippers in the fan base. I get it, I get why, but I personally was never 100% in it. All right, the next ship that I actually was like interested in was Stefan and Lexi. If y'all don't know who Lexi is, she was the blonde. She was the one who helped Stefan stop being a ripper for a while. She came back in the show, whatever, in the beginning of the show in season 1 and 2, I think she was in. That would have been a perfect friends to lovers relationship. I could definitely see that as a friends to lovers type situation. They definitely would have had more chemistry than Stefan and Caroline. It would have made more sense than that relationship, in my opinion, because Stefan actually knew Lexi. Like he knew her for a while, a long time, so it would have made sense to me if they actually ended up forming a romantic relationship with each other. But unfortunately, before anything could happen, Damon literally murdered her. So there's absolutely no way it could have ever happened in the show. But I definitely wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be pissed if Stefan and Lexi were together. I feel like they had a really good relationship. I was ready for them to become a couple at some point, but obviously she died, so there's no way that could have happened. But yeah, I definitely feel like that could have been a cute, like, friends to lovers story. But at the time he was with Elena, so it definitely wouldn't have made that much sense. But we move on. All right, and the last relationship, this one is personally like just my favorite, and I feel like just one of the most popular ships in the fan base. Caroline and Klaus. There's no excuse as to why Caroline and Klaus did not happen. Not one. Klaus was single at the end. Caroline lost Stefan. Ugh. But there's literally no reason why it couldn't have become a relationship at the end of the show. I don't care that he was in originals and she was in Vampire Diaries. Y'all do crossovers all the time. There's no reason why it didn't end up happening. I think Caroline gives Delena a run for their money. Like, even though Caroline didn't happen and Delena did, I still feel like it's the better ship. It's the best ship in the show. I feel like it gives it a run for its money. There's so many Caroline fans. I feel like it could equal out each other. Like the Delena and Caroline fan bases. Like it's about even to me, in my opinion. I feel like it was just set up so perfectly. Like Caroline, you know, super timid, you know, like super wary of Klaus, and Klaus the bad guy. Just, I feel like I gotta give Julie her props, guys. As much as I don't like her, Julie did that. Like that was one of the smartest, most amazing pairings that ever happened on the show to me. Actually, I take that compliment to Julie back because she literally gave Klaus an off-brand Caroline. We're not gonna discuss that before I get heated, y'all. But I feel like in the end, even the writers like regretted not making it happen. Like at the end of originals, they tried to make Klaus and Caroline have a little moment, you know, they kissed, you know, said their final goodbyes. He was the last woman he saw before he passed away. I feel like even they started to regret that it didn't end up happening in the show. But then like obviously he's ending up dying in the end, so it just sucked in general. But they would have just fit so perfectly, y'all. Would you guys classify Klaus and Caroline as enemies to lovers? Like, I personally wouldn't, because Caroline never hated him. Like, she pretended to, but she never really actually hated Klaus, and Klaus never hated her. So I feel like that was, I wouldn't classify that as enemies to lovers. Let me know in the comments if you guys would, or what would you actually end up classifying it as. But I'm interested to see what you guys think. But yeah, in the end, I feel like that's the biggest miss of the Vampire Diaries. The biggest miss of the show was not making that happen somehow. They literally jumped through hoops, gave Klaus these ridiculous partners, brought in Aurora, made him have a little relationship with, I think the redhead witch, her name was like Genevieve or something. Like, so many unnecessary partners that I feel like he never really even like really liked. I mean, Cammy, I guess he really liked her, whatever. But this was just number one. Klaus, Caroline, number one ship, I feel like, in the show. Delena fans, don't come in the comments swarming the comments saying Delena's number one. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. Caroline is better than Delena. It didn't even happen. It is way better than that one. So let's keep it cute. Let's keep it calm though. All right, guys, that was ships that I felt like should have happened in the Vampire Diaries. Let me know if I missed like one that you really wanted to end up happening in the show in the comments. Like, drop it down and the reason why you feel like it should have happened, because I feel like there's so many pairings that could have like made it in the show, but just I guess there wasn't enough story or enough time to make it actually end up being a thing. Let me know in the comments, guys. Also, let me know which one you agree with in this video, like which pairing you actually feel like I hit it on the head with that should have happened in the show. But yeah, if you guys really love the Vampire Diaries videos, the TVDU videos, let me know in the comments what other videos you guys want me to make, and I'll definitely do that for you guys, because they're definitely very enjoyable to make. I love making them. The TVDU playlist will also be in the description, guys, if you want to check out my other ones. I have ranking Vampire Diaries and Originals and Legacies characters, and I have other videos of commentary on the Vampire Diaries. I'll leave that in the description, the link to the entire playlist. And also don't forget to check out the other playlists mentioned as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.